Okay, so the James Webb Space Telescope just gave us the clearest pic ever of Proxima Centauri b, a planet that might be able to support life. It's got us wondering if this place, or maybe even others like it, could be the next Earth. This planet's hanging out in the habitable zone of its star, Proxima Centauri. It's only 4.2 light-years away, making it Earth's closest exoplanet neighbor. Could it have oceans, and maybe even life? But Proxima Centauri b isn't alone. There's also Proxima Centauri c, orbiting the same red dwarf star. No one knows what else is hiding in that system. Proxima Centauri pumps out about the same amount of energy as our Sun. Could this mean water exists there? Since there are tons of stars in the universe, exoplanets are all over the place. Some are even floating around without a star to call home. Proxima Centauri b is especially interesting. A year there is only 11.2 Earth days, and it's super close to its star. One side is always in the sun, and the other is always dark. Now, let's talk about Proxima Centauri. It's part of the Alpha Centauri triple star system. Alpha Centauri A and B make up a binary system, appearing as one bright star in the Centaurus constellation. Proxima Centauri, also called Alpha Centauri c, is a red dwarf that's a bit further away. Proxima Centauri isn't visible without a telescope, but red dwarfs like it are energy efficient. They might not blast out a ton of energy, but they can keep going for trillions of years. However, whether a red dwarf can support life is still up for debate. It's a flare star, so it has a lot of explosions. Its habitable zone is also much closer than our Sun's. Proxima Centauri b gets hit with way more ultraviolet radiation than we get here. Just because a planet is the right distance from its star doesn't mean it's livable. Proxima Centauri b might not have a stable atmosphere, which is needed to keep the temperature steady. Without it, anything living there would get hammered by space weather. So, even if it looks Earth-like, it's probably not very friendly to life. The James Webb Space Telescope might help us figure out the deal with Proxima Centauri b. It spots infrared light, which can show if there's water or an atmosphere. Even an atmosphere doesn't guarantee life. Proxima Centauri b could be like Venus. It's with a super thick atmosphere and crazy temperatures. It's not easy to get to the bottom of what's happening on Proxima Centauri b, the James Webb Space Telescope. Is cool and all, but scientists are feeling the pressure to find ways to check out planets like this. It's a lot is riding on it, but maybe we might find another Earth one day, you know? Proxima Centauri b turned out to be okay, maybe we could visit it someday. It's the closest exoplanet, about the same size as Earth, and seems to be in a habitable zone. So there is possible life that it could sustain. Even if we can't go yet, it's on the list for future missions. A possible way to get there at the speed Voyager 2 moves would take about 75,000 years. One idea is solar sails, which could use sunlight to push a spacecraft toward the Alpha Centauri system, however. Just because there's an atmosphere doesn't mean a planet is habitable. Proxima Centauri b could be like Venus. For instance, atmosphere doesn't automatically equate to habitability. Proxima Centauri b could resemble Venus, cloaked in a thick, scorching atmosphere that renders the surface uninhabitable. There are tons of exoplanets out there, from huge gas giants to Earth-like planets. Some gas giants are bigger than Jupiter, called superjupiters. There are also hot Jupiters, which are so close to their stars that they're incredibly hot. Neptunian exoplanets are like Uranus and Neptune, and mini Neptunes are smaller. Versions. Earth-like exoplanets are similar to our planet. Super-Earths are bigger than Earth, but smaller than Neptune. Proxima Centauri b is a super-Earth that orbits Proxima Centauri. It might be too far from its star to be in the habitable zone because the mass is about 7 times the mass of Earth. The sibling exoplanet, the Proxima Centauri c, takes 5 Earth years to make one orbit of the star. Proxima Centauri b might also have rings, which would make it bright. But who knows what other bodies could be orbiting the star? Astronomers spotted something weird with Proxima Centauri's speed, which might mean there's another planet, Proxima Centauri d, about the size of Mercury or Mars. There are alien planets that can have all alien shapes and forms. With those discoveries, it's interesting to be a planetary scientist or astronomer. We don't know how many exoplanets there are, but they're common with as many as the stars in the sky. The brightness of other stars hides the other stars of the galaxy. New images can be taken because of advances in technology. A planet would be hotter, large, and far enough from its star to be visible. Exoplanets are discovered from what they affect the planet. If an orbiting planet has an effect on the speed of its star, then astronomers have discovered another planet. NASA's Kepler Space Telescope has shown valuable data that shows surface temperatures, sizes, and orbital distances. 22% of suns out there have Earth-sized planets in their habitable zones. Plus, liquid water is on a good amount of them. Of these, exoplanets have moons of their own. There are lots of exoplanets, and scientists are working on discovering what they are. NASA's James Webb Space Telescope is helping discover all the galaxy has to offer. It discovered carbon dioxide on an exoplanet's atmosphere. Bill Nelson said how this new view of seeing the planet and the universe as a whole new. The James Webb Space Telescope also found some spectacular pictures. The telescope observed 110 IRS for object, which glows and marks distant stars. Additionally, for the first time, an image has been taken of a dusty disk around a red dwarf star by telescope. Now let's talk about Proxima Centauri, the star that Proxima Centauri b circles. It's part of a triple star system called Alpha Centauri, which also has Alpha Centauri A and B. It's the closest star system to us. Alpha Centauri A and B are like a pair, and they look like one star in the sky. Proxima Centauri, which is also called Alpha Centauri C, is a red dwarf star. It's a bit far from the other two stars, but it's still the closest star to us. Proxima basically means closest in Latin. It was found way back in 1915, even though it's our closest star neighbor. You can't see it without a telescope because it's pretty dim, but it's still worth checking out. Stars like Proxima Centauri are good at making energy. They don't give off a ton of light, but they can keep going for trillions of years. Proxima Centauri should stay the same for another 4 trillion years. Thing is, we don't really know if planets around red dwarf stars can have life. For one, they have lots of explosions. Plus, if a planet is close enough to be warm, it gets hit with a lot of strong light from the star, more than we get from the sun. It's so strong that it can even pull away the air and water, and just because a planet is the right distance from its star, doesn't mean it can hold life. Proxima Centauri b might not have air, which you need to keep the temperature steady, and have water. Without it, anything alive would have a tough time with space weather. So, even though Proxima Centauri b might seem like Earth, it's probably not able to support life. Scientists are still curious, though, because a lot of things would have to be right for it to be a good place to live. That's where the James Webb Space Telescope comes in. It launched a few years ago, and it's helping us see if there's life on Proxima Centauri b. But science is never easy. They had to tweak some things to get good pictures. A physicist from Harvard said that if a planet can soak up light from its star, it can also send it back out as infrared light. So the James Webb Space Telescope can spot that light and look for signs of water or air. But even if there's air, this might not be the right kind. An astrophysicist from Princeton warned that Proxima Centauri b could be like Venus, with really thick air and crazy heat that would make it impossible to live there. It's going to be hard to figure out. Proxima Centauri b, the James Webb Space Telescope is a good start, but there are other things we have to think about. Space scientists are feeling the pressure to find easier ways to check out planets like Proxima Centauri b. It's a big deal. But it would be amazing to find a planet where life could be. If this planet could actually be lived on, could we ever go there? It's so close that it's really tempting. Plus, it's about the same size as Earth, and it's in the zone where it could have water. That makes it a good place to look for life. Because it's so close, it would be a good target for space trips. Imagine going to another Earth. We can't do it yet, but it's something people are thinking about for the future. But it's not simple. It would take a rocket like Voyager to about 75,000 years to get to the Proxima Centauri system. Someone came up with the idea of using solar sails. They are super thin and could push a rocket using light from the sun, so you wouldn't need fuel. It could even help us find life on other planets, like Proxima Centauri B. Like any big idea, there are problems. Just because a planet has air doesn't guarantee it is livable. Proxima Centauri B could be like Venus, with really hot and harmful air. The James Webb Space Telescope can spot even small amounts of light coming from the planet, which is good because its star isn't very bright. If there are smart aliens on Proxima Centauri B, they might even use big mirrors to shine sunlight on the dark side of their planet. There are tons of planets out there waiting to be found. They come in all shapes and sizes, from big gas planets to ones like Earth. Gas planets can be huge, even bigger than Jupiter. Some are so close to their stars that they're super hot and could melt metal. Can you imagine seeing that up close, with crazy storms and burning heat? There are also planets like Neptune, but some are smaller and closer to their stars. We don't know much about them because it's hard to see through their air. And then, of course, there are planets that look like Earth. Some are a little smaller, and some are a bit bigger. Proxima Centauri B is one of the coolest ones we found recently. It's a bit bigger than Earth, and it's close to its star. Proxima Centauri B isn't alone. There's also Proxima Centauri C, which is farther away. It takes about 5 Earth years to go around its star. Scientists think that Proxima Centauri B might be really bright because it has rings that reflect light. Also, a few years ago, experts noticed something weird about Proxima Centauri's speed, which could mean there's another planet there. If there is, they're calling it Proxima Centauri D, and it would be about the size of Mercury or Mars. Think about looking up at the night sky and seeing all these different planets, each with its own weather and patterns. Space is full of surprises, and these planets are one of the most interesting. Scientists find new ones all the time, so it's an exciting time to be studying planets. We don't know exactly how many planets are out there, but it's clear that there are a lot. It's hard to see them because the stars are so bright, but we've found ways to take pictures of some of them. To do that, the planet has to be big enough, far enough from its star and young enough to glow. Even seeing just a few of them tells us a lot. Most planets are found by seeing how they affect their stars. When a planet goes around a star, it can make the star wobble. Scientists can spot that wobble. The Kepler Space Telescope helped a lot. By finding small dips in light when a planet passed in front of its star, that gave us information about how big the planets are, how far away they are, how hot they are. Did you know that over 22% of stars like our Sun probably have Earth-sized planets in the area where they could have water? Also, there's this star called TRAPPIST-1 that has 7 rocky planets. Can just like planets have moons, a lot of these other planets probably do. 2, we found over 4,000 planets so far, so we know they're all over the place. The big gas planets that are close to their stars are the easiest to spot. But there are tons of other kinds of planets waiting to be found. The James Webb Space Telescope is helping us find them. It's always finding new things and giving us amazing pictures. It even found carbon dioxide in the air of a planet that's far away. That tells us a lot about what the planet is made of and how it changed over time. The head of NASA said that this finding gives us a totally new look at the universe, which is exciting for scientists everywhere. The James Webb Space Telescope also took some cool pictures of space. It saw this thing called 110 IRS-4, which lights up a cloud of stuff behind it. The orange color is from stars hidden behind ice and dust. Scientists are studying how ice is made in space from tiny bits. 2 big comets. The telescope also got a picture of the dust around a red dwarf star for the first time.